Are Zillow leads worth it? Hi, I'm Jeff Chubb with the Chubb Realty Group. Just wanted to talk to you today and talk about Zillow leads. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Zillow, and well, I have an opinion, to say the least. So first off, I think it's most important to kind of talk about how do Zillow leads work? How do you get them? You know, I personally call them what's called a proactive lead. And what I mean by that is the consumer has actually gone to Zillow, typed in, Weymouth or Boston, whatever it might be, and specifically made that action to go look at houses. Compared to, say, a Facebook lead where, they're just scrolling along looking at their friends, then, there's a pretty picture of a house, and they click that. So one's proactive where they're making the action, and the other is more of a passive lead. So proactive leads, they generally tend to be better. And with Zillow specifically, when you talk about Zillow leads, they're actually farther down on the lead funnel, which, according to their research, the average closing time for a Zillow lead is 6 months. Now, you can compare that to a Google pay-per-click and what they say their research is, and the average Google pay-per-click consumer is taking about 18 months to make that purchase. So as you can see, they're a lot farther down to that and closer to that purchase decision, which ultimately makes them, quote-unquote, better leads. Now, because they are closer to that purchase decision, they're also more expensive. In my lifetime, I've bought leads, Zillow leads, for $30, $40, $50, but I've also paid $100, $150, and there's been markets where I've seen leads, say in Back Bay, for example, Zillow leads, that are $750 per lead. So Zillow leads will really change based off of the cost of those leads in the market that they're in. And it's Zillow's algorithm in order to figure out, okay, more expensive market, therefore the lead's going to be more because your commission is ultimately going to be more. So the cost per lead has a really big aspect to play there. So the big part is to remember that, and this is just national internet lead statistics, if you will, about 2 to 3% of all internet leads close. Just keep these numbers in mind. Last year, there was over 100 million internet leads that were generated compared to the 5 million home sales. So as you can see, people are online clicking a lot, saying that they want to view houses or generating internet inquiries. Now, obviously, one person can generate many internet inquiries, which is why 2 to 3% of all internet leads is the number that we, on average, are working with. So how do you get a better conversion rate than 2 to 3%? Well, if you're buying Zillow leads, you're putting a pretty large investment into Zillow and your lead generation. So if you're doing it, quite frankly, you need a monster follow-up plan. If you're not going to follow up with these leads, you might as well just send me the check because, quite frankly, you're just throwing that money out the window. So have a plan before you purchase the leads on how you're going to follow up with those leads. Now, Zillow has changed the game a little bit. It used to be Zillow lead came out, it was sent to a bunch of agents. Zillow changed the game in regards to a lead is generated, and they actually call the lead, and then once they have the lead on the phone and they've qualified that lead, they will call a bunch of agents at the same time, whichever agent picks up and accepts that call first. Hey, that's their new lead. So Zillow has changed that algorithm a little bit and how they're working it. It's made leads a little bit more expensive, not a little bit actually, a lot more expensive, but the theory behind it is that the leads are a lot higher quality. So monster follow-up. Just make sure, even after you have that initial phone conversation with them, the work isn't done. If anything, the work has just started. You need to constantly follow up. And also, if you're going to do it, be prepared. You need to do it at least 6 months before you're actually going to see any return whatsoever. Just be prepared at least 6 months. So if you're doing a plan where it's going to cost you $1,000 or $2,000 a month, make sure that you have $12,000 put away to put towards this investment, because that's what Zillow is. It's ultimately an investment, just like any other investment that you're going to make. So one last thing. One of the big questions is, hey, where is Zillow headed today? Are they our competitors? Are they our friends? There's a lot of different theories and thoughts on that, and I'm definitely not going to get into that now. But what I can tell you is that they're changing their business model. Right now, in many markets, just like ours, you can actually purchase Zillow leads. But they are testing markets, and they have confirmed that they are going to be rolling this out to all markets where their leads are going to be referral based. So what that means is you will accept a Zillow lead through all their systems, and they will grade you, and they will send the leads to the people who are doing the best job closing. So just keep in mind that if you do invest in Zillow, which again is a great investment, at one time it consisted of 25% of my whole entire business, they are changing that model. So just you always have to be aware of kind of the macroeconomic things going on, so that way you can better prepare yourself and bulletproof your business plan. So, I hope you found this all this information valuable. Zillow is generally one of the big hot topics. Stay tuned for our next business building tip, and if you haven't already, then jump over to our page, the Real Estate Easy button, and give us a like, so that way you can continue to get awesome content to help you build your business. So until next time, I hope you have a great day, sell a bunch of houses, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.